Shariram Surupam Sada Rogamuktam Yashascharuchitram Dhanam Merutulyam Gururangri Padme Manaschenna Lagnan Tata Kim Tata Kim Tata Kim Tata Kim. If one has everything, a healthy body, free from all diseases, one who has mountains high wealth, one whose fame and glory has spread all over the world. Yet, what's the use of all this if back? Okay. See, it's extremely difficult for the human mind to conceive of something as impersonal. It's impossible. We might conceive of things like space, but space is also now then we define it as some cardinal points, some galaxy somewhere, something like that. So the mind works on the principle of name and form. It's called Nama Rupa. And this is pervasive. Everything existent has name and form. Try to eliminate name and form from your mind. It's impossible. It's impossible because the mind also works on the principle of name and form. So everything in this world is nothing but this. Now try to think of today's topic like Guru as something as impersonal. It's not possible. We need to personalize it. We may think of something cosmic. Okay, this is the world and this is the cosmos, and that is conceivable because we have some cardinal points, we have some pointers where we can conceptualize, okay, something cosmic. Now, in this world of names and forms, we also have something called movement. Everything is in the state of dynamism. Everything moves. There's nothing in this world which is immovable. So, of course, my mind wandered out to there was a Swami who was in India, of course, shifting things around. And so he wanted it in a different way. So he yanked at the table and the wires were connected and everything went cut. He says, he was told, see, this table is fixed. Don't do anything here. They're saying nothing in this world is fixed. Okay, and he pulled the table and he got into big trouble. So nothing in this world is fixed. Everything is transient, everything is momentary. In fact, Buddhists say that everything is momentary. We want to hold on to something momentary. So in this dynamism, this movement, it's not difficult for us to conceive that this has to be the result of some force or some power that's moving things. And we have discovered the laws of nature with this. In the ancient days, something moved. The mountains moved, the earth moved. They said the gods were angry. Let's try to appease the gods. That was the fires and the storms and the tornadoes and everything. There was a huge movement, especially when the movement is destructive. They say, the gods are angry. And we also found that, the body moves, so there must be a God inside. And here. So we started personalizing things. The forces were also personalized. But when we come down to the laws of science, now we know, these are the forces of nature. And these forces are impersonal, in a way, cosmic. Now these are perceivable, tangible. There is, however, through very deep insights by the yogis, they found there was another kind of power that is pervasive in this world. And that is the power of knowledge. They named this power the Guru Shakti, the power of the Guru. Because what does the Guru do? What the word itself means, that which dispels darkness. The one who dispels darkness. So knowledge dispels darkness, darkness of ignorance. So they called it the Guru Shakti. Okay. Now this Guru Shakti is coexistent with creation. It's not that suddenly it's dropped out from the skies that when we are humans and we have acknowledged it, there is something called this power of knowledge. It is there from the very beginning. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, Imam vivasvate yogam proktavanaham abhyam. So, in the beginning of, we don't say creation, we say projection. That's the correct translation of the word srishti. We don't, because creation is something which is projected. So at the beginning of this projection, I gave this knowledge to the firstborn, Vivaswan, that is the first god. Vivaswan gave it to Manu, of our ancestor. That's why we are called mankind. Now, of course, it's humankind. And then that first progenitor gave it to all the sages, and thus has begun the tradition of knowledge. This knowledge is primarily supersensuous. That is, we think that the sensory world is all that exists. No. And now, of course, the sensory world is dismissed as merely representative. It is the mind that contributes to what you perceive. Of course, we don't want to stray. But so this sensory world is not everything that is existent. So there are higher levels of this world. So primarily this knowledge manifests itself as spiritual knowledge. Secondarily, as all types of knowledge. Everything that is transmissible, because knowledge should be able to be transferred from one point A to point B. If it's not knowledge. It is something else. Of course, nowadays we have superstitions and conspiracies also that is transmitted. But then you can see that given time is dismissed as false. So this knowledge, and that's the reason why every form of teacher, whether it's a professor, whether it's a music teacher, whether it's a dance teacher, any form of teacher is venerated as a person who possesses some knowledge and which that person transmits to others. This is the nature of this Guru Shakti. And of course, we call it secondary. But according to Indian philosophy, every knowledge will ultimately lead you to transcend your own self. Bhagavad Gita also says, Sarva karma akilam partha jnani parisama. Everything ends with knowledge. So if a painter or you can say a musician devotes his or her entire life to that art, that person can, through that art, transcend himself or herself. And this is the idea of this knowledge. This was recognized from a very early, you can say, age in India. And they made it one of the very pillars of Hinduism. No, Hinduism is not just one religion. It's a cluster of many religions. And in all these religions and all these traditions, and each religion has hundreds of traditions, and in all of them, they made this knowledge as one of the main things that holds everything together. So, you remove the idea of the institution of the Guru from even Vedanta. Vedanta falls flat. Yes, later on we will see how it is. Swamiji mentions, now people read books and all. We think knowledge is in a book. You get information. Knowledge is always living. It is transmitted from person to person. It's a link that is formed. So, when we were young, we were studying Vedanta. And then we had to memorize a long kind of salutation mantra that extends your lineage, your spiritual lineage, right up to creation. It's like, Om Namo Brahmadibhyo, Brahma Vidya, Sampradaya Kartibhyo, Vangsha Rishibhyo, Namo Mahadbhyo. It goes on and on and on and on. You are saluting all the teachers of the past. It comes from one generation to the next, right up to Brahma, the creator. Because through their efforts, they protected this knowledge. And this knowledge also it has to be protected, it has to be cultivated. Okay. So this knowledge, the Guru Shakti, is in every one of us. That's the reason why they said that the Guru is within you. The Guru is your own mind. So there are certain individuals who, through their fitness, of course, through a long series of discipleship, there's a humorous, you can say, story. So a disciple goes to the Guru and says, I want to be a disciple. Saying, what does that entail? Oh, it's very difficult. Discipleship is extremely difficult. You have to get up very early in the morning, go and bathe, and then get the water from the river and chop wood for fuel and for the sacrifices. And then you sit down and meditate, etc. He gave a long list of duties right up till night. And then the disciples, the potential disciples, what do you do? Oh, I only sit down and teach. Then in that case, Guru, make me also a Guru. I don't want to be a disciple. So every person, they, through spiritual disciplines, they have opened their higher mind. It is only when the higher mind is opened up, when this power that is all pervasive is manifest in that person. You cannot have a Guru who is only bound on the sensory level. If it is so, then that Guru is just an ordinary Guru. Yeah. So that long period of discipleship has opened up that higher mind. So that higher mind in the sense, higher levels of consciousness. That's it. And this is extremely important because we also exist on these higher levels, but we are not aware of it. We are just on the bottom rung. We need to climb up. And then we'll see, yeah, existence is vast and we do exist. How do we know? Yeah, there are people who go up there and then they come down and they tell us about it. This is what is that power. Okay. Now, what happens in many cases, when there is a desire for spirituality, say there's a desire for spirituality somehow, that desire will draw that Guru Shakti towards you in the form of a person, or you are drawn to that person who has personalized, is a personalized aspect of that cosmic power. So Swami Vivekananda also says, when the field is ready, the seed must come. This is the law in the spiritual realm. So either you draw the Guru to you or the Guru draws you. Of course, it's very difficult to be a Guru. Kabir says, hey, you get Gurus by the 100,000s, but you don't get a real disciple. Guru mile na lakho, shishya mile na ek. So this draw, and how does it happen? Even the desire for spirituality is a kind of an awakening by that Guru Shakti. It kind of comes and plants that seed within you. And blessed is that day that happens. That's the reason why it's called a spiritual birth, a rebirth. Your old self is now giving away to a new self, which you now have to work on. So Swamiji says, a true teacher will be able to find out for you what your real nature is. We think we know our real nature. This is me, this is that. The Guru does not bother about that. What is an appearance of you might be a mask, might be something that you have created. Maybe it's a cultural construct, maybe it's something else. Your real identity is known to the Guru, and that identity now is being now made anew on that old identities. So Swamiji says, once you get into that stream of your identity being recognized and told, there are various, you can say, stories. There was one monk, American, who went and he was initiated. And then he said, the mantra wasn't appealing to him. So, he was given a Jesus mantra. He said, no, I don't want this Jesus mantra. And he goes to his Guru and says, you change this mantra, ridiculous. So, that's the right mantra. Say, how? Say, I know. And then he told him, in your previous birth, you were a priest, you were chanting this prayer. So you need to continue this. And that disciple, oh, okay, fine. And after that, what I've heard, he had a vision of Jesus Christ. So there it is. So the Guru knows exactly what your inner spiritual nature is. He will recognize it, and then he will start cultivating it. Okay. Now we are talking about the cosmic or impersonal power manifesting through persons. It's not necessary that it has to come through a person. In the Upanishads, we have the story of Satyakama. Satyakama was a young boy. He asked his mother, Mother, I want to learn the Vedas. I need to go to the Guru. His mother didn't have a husband. So she never knew who the child's father was. So he's saying, see, I don't know, but your name is Satyakama and my name is Jabala. So you introduce yourself as Satyakama Jabala. Because when you go to to the school, you need to tell about who's your mother and who's your father and which family are you from, and the families from which, you can say, tradition, etc. It's a long kind of, it's called a gotra. So he repeated his mother's words exactly like he had heard them. So he's saying, oh, nothing but a real disciple can speak a damaging truth about himself. You have not swerved from truth. I'm going to teach you. And then what happens is, due to, social circumstances there, all the other boys were kind of taunting, hey, he doesn't have a father. Hey, the mother doesn't know who his father was. So the Guru, Gautama, he sent him to the forest. And he took 400 lean and weak cows, saying, come back when they are 1,000. So he tended the cows, and the cows became 1,000 in one day. The big bull in the center of the herd said, Satyakama, we are 1,000. Let us go back to your Guru. I'll teach you about Brahman. Saying, teach me, sir. And the bull taught him about one aspect of Brahman. He's saying, fire will teach you the other part. And then he was returning. In the evening, he lit the fire, sacrificial fire, was sitting and meditating. And the fire appeared. He's saying, I will teach you about Brahman, one part. And he taught him. Then he's saying, a driver bird, Madhu, will teach you. So, and the driver bird also taught him one part of it. So what the story implies is he was taught by nature. The whole of nature became his guru. And when he returned to the hermitage, the guru saw him. Your face shines like a knower of Brahman. Who has taught you? Saying, well, beings other than men. But I wish you can tell me, because I have heard that knowledge that comes from the guru, it leads to an established realization. And the guru taught him the same very things that nature had taught him. We also have in the Bhagavatam is a Mahapurana, a great book. So there was a very great sage called Avadhuta. Avadhuta is the highest form of monasticism. So he had 24 gurus, not one. And what were they? Oh, everything. The earth, the fire, the mountains, snake, even a prostitute, hawk, and everything. He learned his lessons he learns knowledge from nature. So it is not absolutely necessary that this knowledge is transmitted only through a human medium. Come through nature. Because this world is pervaded by this knowledge. And it is true. Keep on digging. You see what happens? You will get more and more and more. Okay. So we have said that all knowledge which destroys darkness is. Now people this intangible power which is called the Guru Shakti. It's intangible. But it becomes tangible when you are initiated through a mantra. That mantra is now a tangible form of the Guru. In it is embedded the entire Guru Shakti. Now, there's a saying, the Guru and the disciple are inextricably linked. And the Guru is not going to leave you until you reach perfection. Okay. If it's not in one life, you'll get it in the next life. You have to continue that. Better finish it off in this life. So the mantra is a connecting link between the Guru and the disciple. There's another link in the chain. The chosen deity on which you are supposed to meditate. And then the chosen deity is just another link, which is the manifestation of the supreme reality. See, you've got to transcend all names and forms. So even if you get the vision of your chosen deity, that's not everything. And in Vedanta, it's very clear. Until and unless you get to that impersonal aspect, then you can realize the supreme truth. And how do you get to that impersonal? You have to depersonalize yourself. Very difficult. Yes, you have to think of yourself as impersonal. And that is aided by that mantra. You keep on repeating it, keep on meditating. So it forms a continuum, the Guru and the mantra and the disciple and the chosen deity, maybe any kind of deity, maybe Buddha or Christ, or you can say Shiva or Durga. And that is then connected with the supreme reality, the impersonal supreme reality. In many cases, what happens, the danger is people, they get stuck with the personality of the guru. The character here, oh, he's very loving, very compassionate. Yeah, it's kind of, that's a danger. Later on, it becomes a kind of a guru cult, which is very dangerous. Oh, my guru is better than your guru, and let's decide which guru is better by a free fight. They don't see that the chosen deity as reflected in the guru. That has to be noticed. If you don't, then you keep on practicing. So this is how we can. Now, there are certain people who suddenly self-proclaimed guru. Suddenly somebody said, oh, I'm the guru. You know? That one too. In the case of Sri Ramakrishna, he's saying people ask him, he was perfect already. Why did he need all these gurus? Oh, you need all these gurus. And every tradition came to him in the form of guru. They taught him. He was taught Vedanta by Totapuri, a great, you can say, Vedantist. Then Bhairavi Brahmani, she came as a teacher of the Tantras. And all these other teachers, they came, they taught him. Otherwise, if Sri Ramakrishna wouldn't have had all this traditional knowledge with him, people wouldn't have heard him. Oh, he's not in that tradition. And this Swamiji says in one place, do you think everything is in the scriptures? No. And people read the scriptures, oh yeah, I've said. A lot of this knowledge is transmitted from generation to generation, orally. Everything is not in the books. So that's the reason why you need to have that knowledge also, apart from the books that you read. And this tradition, it's called a parampara. It has been stretched for years and years and years. A number of years. We don't know when it started, but we say it's very ancient. Because as things move from generation to, it gathers more and more strength. So people say, we are, they say, we have to introduce ourselves as, I'm from this tradition. Oh, okay. Yeah. And immediately they know, okay, you're from this tradition. Okay. So this is the strength of the traditional wisdom that comes down from time immemorial. And at every generation, they not only just transmit it, as it were, they also, you can say, inject into that knowledge their own realizations and their own, you can say, spiritual culture. So that's why it keeps on expanding and expanding. So this is what actually happens. This power, once it is manifest within a person, inspires you, guides you, berates you, protects you, and ultimately leads you to perfection. Because, as I say, once it's awakened, it's not going to sleep. You may be asleep, but that power is awake. So Swamiji was asked, how can Vedanta be realized? So you say, by reflection, hearing, reflection, and meditation. That's a Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Hearing the words of Vedanta from the Guru, reflecting on it, and then meditating. No, not an ordinary meditation, eyes closed, I'm sitting meditating. No, this is real meditation. So he's saying hearing takes place from a guru, and then you've got to meditate on it. So who's a real guru? Saying one who knows your past, your present, and your future. That's the real guru. So he's saying, oh my God, he's saying, what is this past, present, and future? He knows your potential. So then he says, the real guru is on whom that power has manifested through that traditional line of teachers. So Sri Ramakrishna says about Guru, it's very easy to meditate on God as personalized. Because as the Bhagavad Gita says, Klesho dikatarastesham avyaktam sakta chetasa. It's extremely painful and difficult to meditate on the imperishable, the impersonal aspect of reality. But those who meditate on me as Ananya Yoga, that is with the yoga of non-difference, that the disciple meditates on the Guru and on the Ishta, the chosen deity, together as being non-different. So why is this necessary? Because we are embodied, and as I said, we need something to meditate upon, something embodied. Yet at the same time, we are also transcendent in nature. As I've spoken about, we exist on these higher levels of consciousness also. We are not aware of it. Even the Guru and everything exists on the higher level. So once we keep on meditating, these, as I said, the higher mind, the higher levels of consciousness opens up. And it's clear. Sri Ramakrishna also speaks about it, Swami Vivekananda speaks. At the higher level of this consciousness, the Guru, you find, merges in the chosen deity. And the chosen deity merges into the supreme reality. What happens to the disciple? That disciple also merges in the chosen deity first, and that was. So Swami Vivekananda says the Guru is the one, like, he wears a kind of a bright mask of a human being, but the real power is there within. So this is how there is a merging. In Sri Ramakrishna says towards the end, the Guru says, this is your chosen deity. And then the Guru merges in the deity. It's in the gospel. So there is a kind of a mergence. The mantra has become perfect. How does it become perfect? By you repeating it. So the mantra becomes perfect. That mantra has been a part of you now. First it was an external thing. This is me and this is my mantra and I'm going to repeat it. 50,000 times, 100,000 times. Brain will get kind of dizzy. If you have devotion to your Guru, Swamiji says, firm faith, then meditation and the repetition of the mantra becomes extremely easy. So the mantra was external to you. After repeating, it becomes part of you. It becomes part of your personality. And as I said, perfection is hidden in that mantra, that spiritual perfection, that knowledge. And that makes you perfect. And as you become perfect, spiritually perfect. We don't want a perfect body, and there is something called a beautiful mind. And mind is a part of this world. Nothing beautiful in this world. You see anything beautiful? You do, that's the brain likes to see everything. Oh, so beautiful. You see underneath this all ugliness. We don't see that. So the mind also is something like that. We see this, oh, beautiful. No. So perfection is beyond the body and mind. It is there when you attain this perfection. And what is perfection? You understand that you are the spirit, that you are the Atman. Because the Atman is infinite, it is joy, it is bliss, it is existence, it is consciousness. And this is what leads. So you become perfect by repeating a mantra which is part of you. The Guru becomes part of your personality. The chosen deity becomes part of your personality. And the Supreme Reality also becomes part of your personality. You encapsulate everything. And this makes you perfect. It will lead you to perfection. Is it only reserved for a few people? No. Otherwise, it will go against the very principles of this Guru Shakti. Everybody will reach perfection. This is the declaration of Vedanta. Maybe somebody will, like Sri Ramakrishna says, somebody will get fed in the morning, somebody in the afternoon, somebody evening, somebody in night. Nobody here goes hungry. At one stage of your evolution, in fact, we say that the entire process of evolution, this evolution in the past, and we were like this, and we have now become like this. And what has happened to evolution? It's going on. Really? Of course. You think the power of evolution has stopped? That power that's driving us forward? No, it hasn't stopped. Not that it's going to make you dumber, kind of. There are some people who say humans will get a huge head because their bodies are now becoming useless. We need a bigger head, bigger skull. Our intelligence is growing so much, so we need a bigger brain. It's nothing like that. So this power is driving us towards perfection. It has crafted bodies and minds, and it's going to craft till it makes our bodies and mind fit receptacles for this Guru Shakti to be contained. And that is what is. This is the, evolution, not a theory. It's called a Satkaryavad in Sankhya philosophy. They speak about evolution much, thousands of years before even Darwin did. They say the whole of nature is for the soul, not the soul for nature. We have made this mistake. Oh, this is for me. Oh, nothing. This entire nature is working for the soul so that it will reach its perfection. The soul cannot be damned. That is just not possible. It cannot be destroyed. Oh, sorry, my soul is destroyed. My soul is flawed. Sorry, that cannot be. Can never be. There is no damnation for anybody. You will reach perfection. And if you don't struggle now, nature will keep on pushing you. Don't worry. And pushing you. That is the power of the Guru Shakti. It will keep on pushing evolution till we reach perfection. And there are plenty of souls. And nature is working overtime at times pushing us over and over. So we hasten the process by struggling for higher truths. And the moment we decide to, okay, let's get this done in this lifetime, then the Guru comes. That power manifest. Okay. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Now we haven't, those who are online can type in the questions here while we take questions if there are any questions. Yeah.
So a question about you mentioned like the Guru Parampara, right?
Yeah.
So, but I guess there's two ideas. There's that, and then, but things are always evolving too, right? So there's a period of time where, let's say, the last Guru comes and kind of synthesizes everything into adding to the knowledge base, right? But then there's a period of time where you're kind of waiting for the next sort of synthesis to occur, right? And so during that time, there's good or light forces, dark forces sort of emerging, but it's unclear what is true knowledge in time. So how do you, during those periods like in between, how do you kind of know what is the latest knowledge?
Oh, the latest knowledge. Okay. The question of how do we know the latest knowledge? They say there's all this. The world is buffeted with all this good and evil, and there are these people in the past who gave this knowledge, etc. How does one synthesize all that knowledge? Yeah. So. I don't want to be dogmatic, but this time Sri Ramakrishna has come. He synthesized all the religions and all the yogas. There he is. So, in fact, Sri Ramakrishna's life is a synthesis of the past, the present, and the future. In one place, Swami Vivekananda says, I'm going to lay out a thought process. I'm not going to argue about it logically, but I'll tell you what. So Sri Ramakrishna, he lived the life of entire humanity, and then he reached far out in the future and showed us what humanity will be like in the future. Okay. Now, what kind of this? Then Swamiji says, even we, when we are born, when we are in the womb, we go through the entire process of evolution. We do it quickly. Yeah, 9 months, and then child is born. That child is a savage. You know? Oh yeah. Oh. Swamiji says, he'll crush the butterfly under the feet. Yes. And then slowly, that savage is now cultured. Slowly, knowledge is given this. And then he reaches the present level where humanity is now. But he, the child, not he, like, okay, has to go to the entire cycle of the past to come up here to the present. So we do it. There are some souls like this who live that entire cycle and reach out in the front. So this is the great synthesis. Yeah. So, okay.
So, I mean, there's a lot to unpack.
Oh yeah.
So I'll try to make it concise. So you said one thing is Guru is within you, right? And the another is like there's also a process where Guru comes with a human mask. So if you're a spiritual seeker, you're going to different places trying to get knowledge. Sometimes people say, this is my Guru, I'm just gonna focus on this, I'm done. Sometimes people are just going different places to gain knowledge. My question is, do you think all of the seeker will find the guru, or is it possible that you are learning and then you're meditating and then you find the guru within you?
Yeah, the question is when you go around seeking knowledge and you acknowledge some person as a guru, and then, but you're going to different traditions, learn, etc., isn't it? And then how do you know the real guru? Or are these gurus authentic? I told you about the Avaduta, there are 24 gurus. They are called upagurus, subsidiary gurus, secondary gurus. So you can learn from everything and everybody. But the real guru is one who quickens your spirit. You will know that this is my, it's unerring. Like when you fall in love, you immediately know this is love, this person, okay. So similarly, on a deeper, very deeper spiritual level, you will know this is my guru. So till you get the real one, you are seeking, that's a good thing, but the real guru will come to you. And I spoke about the real guru like in the form of a human being or in the form of nature. You also get, there's another level where the disciple gets an inkling of things through dreams, through visions, which have to be kind of authenticated in the waking state, of course. So then you know, okay, this dream tallies with this. There, it's confirmed. So when you are searching the guru, yeah, go about, doesn't matter. As long as you're acquiring knowledge, go about it. There are the gurus who are not so high, kind of okay. So learn from them. But when the real guru comes, you will know, and then you will learn. And then whatever you have learned through hard work, then you say, oh my God, oh, these were the preparations for the real guru to come. As I said, when the field is ready, the seed must come. Now we are just tilling and plowing the earth, and so we are waiting for the seed to come. So learn, but when it really comes, the real guru comes, you know. You will know. The soul will know. Not only your mind. So, and all knowledge is in the soul. Yes. So that is because that soul is consciousness. Because the very nature of consciousness is knowledge. So you will know exactly. Okay. I hope the answer was satisfactory. Yeah. Okay, there are some they say. For initiated disciples, who is the guru? Is it a mantra guru or Sri Ramakrishna? In our tradition, we say Sri Ramakrishna himself is a guru. And the human guru is just a kind of a channel. You must have veneration for the channel also, but the real veneration is for the real guru, Sri Ramakrishna. Because the guru, you have to see the guru as God. You cannot see him as human being, as a human. So that's very difficult. So you must have veneration for the channel. How does it happen? Well, I can tell you my own experiences about. I was initiated, and then I said, my guru is the most wonderful teacher. There's nobody like him. And I was so. And I used to see my guru going about. And one time I got a glimpse of his higher self. And then I was kind of awestruck. Oh, this is what it is. And then later on he corrected me that your real guru is Sri Ramakrishna. Oh, my guru was a wonderful guy. So, and that's a strange thing. Today I can acknowledge after all these years that whatever I have received spiritually is because of my guru's grace. Nothing else. Oh yeah. So, and in Vedanta, they have dismissed, the personal God and everything. But they have made a guru take the central part in Vedanta. They say, in Hindi, saying, Guru bina gyan nahi. There is no knowledge without the guru. So that channel, of course, is important because it comes. And Sri Ramakrishna also speaks about it. So the power, see, you have a rooftop and then it rains, and then you have these various, you can say, pipes leading the water out, and there are some pipes in the shape of a lion and some other thing. But the water is the water. It's nothing to do with the lion's head or a snake head or a donkey head or whatever. Okay. That's a tremendous, you can say. So you acknowledge your allegiance to this human guru because the power has been channelized to him. In this modern and confusing world, without even a temple nearby, how does one find a guru? Ha! There are books written, the man who sold his Ferrari, the monk who sold his Ferrari and all that, Robin Sharma. I saw the book and I said, okay, I'm not going to read this. Good. And then he sells his Ferrari and goes to the Himalayas and tries to find and a guru and meditate, etc. Hey, you don't do that. You, as I mentioned in the talk, you draw the guru towards you. That desire for spirituality is the seed. And if that seed is there, it will germinate. It will come. That's the law. So, modern and confusing world, yeah, it is. I agree with you on that. Without even a single temple nearby. Now, you see, the idea of a temple itself is, it's not very ancient in Vedanta, in Hinduism. It started after the Buddhistic movements. They had the relics of Buddha and they made a huge stupa and to enshrine those relics. And those other guys say, hey, let's make another big stupa for our God. We have plenty of gods, and they started. Vedanta will say that if you can consider your own body as a temple, you have succeeded in spiritual life. And what you enshrine is the deity. Okay? So don't run out searching for temples in this modern and confusing world. Go within and find the temple there within. Oh, there are so many stories, about there's one, anyway, it's a long story, it doesn't matter, I'm not. Can we take Holy Mother also equally as a guru, though we might not have received Sri Ramakrishna mantra? Of course, you can meditate on Holy Mother. It will be wonderful. She is the power. We are talking about evolution and all these things. Yeah. And we're saying, yeah, that power drives it. Now, to personalize that power is Holy Mother. So in one of our hymns, which we chant every evening in the Vespers, it's creation, preservation, destruction is her work. So the entire creation or projection has been through her. Meditating on her is the highest form of spiritual practices. So go ahead, do it, meditate, and then she will inspire you. She will lead you to perfection. There's no doubt about it. Oh, she is the power in the universe today. Okay. So, yeah, oh, do you have thank yous? So, you have any questions here? So, yeah.
I came from India,
Yeah.
Hyderabad. I have been a devotee since 40 years. I'm initiated by Swamiji Ranganathananda.
Oh, you're very lucky.
Actually, I have got a doubt regarding Japa mantra. So actually, we were taught we should first imagine 1,000 petal flower in the.
You ask me this question later.
Okay.
Okay? Because sometimes the Guru, in fact, Swami that you're talking about, Swami Ranganatha, you are the great Swami. And whenever he used to go out, when he used to come to the place when we were staying, he used to say, hey, come along with me. I used to go along with him. So I had long association with him also. So I'll talk to you later, privately. Okay? Sometimes what happens, the Guru the channel has given you certain instructions, which might be specific to that particular individual. So that has to be understood. There are some instructions that are general, but there are some, because like I said, the Guru understands your inner nature, and he has given that specific instructions to you. And he was a very great Swami. Okay. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.